Hello, wonderful Team Tolerator. I hope you had a fabulous March. Welcome to the end of the month where you know it. We put a teaser for some of our bonus content. This month's teaser is all of our bonus content from February, which means it contains clips from our Misogyny Meltdown, which was all about love, Valentine's Day, Julia's candle demonstration, and Chris DeRosa and I getting real about Bachelor Nation. Then you'll hear a little clip of our intro music, and that will signal you that the next preview you will hear is our Tolerator check in with JD, where we discuss creative burnout, some personal stuff about my past relationships, and some more stuff related to the incel episode that JD and I put out. All of the Patreon information and where to find Julia, Chris, and JD are all in the show notes. I cannot wait for you to join us on Patreon, the only place where you can find our Team Tolerator check-ins and our latest production on Team Tolerator, the Misogyny Meltdown. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Hey, Team Tolerator, and welcome to the Misogyny Meltdown, where we unhinge our jaws and scream absurdities into the void about this world of man we're dying in. This month, we are focusing on the concept of love, and most importantly, how self-love is part of your personal resistance. If you've taken a bubble bath, treated yourself to a warm beverage, watched a favorite comfort movie, or picked out the mediocre man in your life, congrats! You are officially an activist, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. February revolves around the holiday Valentine's Day because nothing says passion like being so exhausted from the other holidays. You get your loved one a dollar store card and gas station flowers to really reignite that spark. One study on Valentine's Day surveyed that on average, men will spend around $249 on a gift, while women only spend around $57. Mm, that math doesn't sit right with me. Not with the Valentine's Day I have. Doesn't? Mm, I wonder if these results take into account the amount men paid these people to make us believe that that's how much they're spending on the gifts they panic buy on the way home. Huh. Maybe they did us ladies a solid and took into account the wage gap. Or better yet, allowed them to include their mistresses and secret families on one survey question. We have some great guests here for you, including Julia Washington from Pop Culture Makes Me Jealous and Chris DeRosa of Fixing Famous People. Julia is here to tell us about her candle line and how she used a romantic comedy book to create a new scent. Now, while we all know I've been on a dating hiatus ever since I started focusing on how, you know, men have ruined everything for me, let's not forget I have taken part in these tropes. Ah, yes, enemies to lovers. Why, yes, you can hate a man for 2 whole years and still fall for him. Yeah. So what happened was to get past my defenses, he just started repeating everything he heard me say, about my beliefs, feminism, how to treat me, and he just repeat them back to me at a later time. Yeah, real great con. He changed a couple of adjectives and most importantly, tell me how much he admired that I upheld these important attributes. We can debate later if this makes him a bad guy or if loving everything I say repeated back to me is my own vanity problem. When he dumped me, he said it was because my abundant personality and conviction to my beliefs were just too intimidating. Here's Julia now to introduce us all to the art of rom com candle making. Julia, thank you for being here.
I am so excited to be here. I am so excited for this new segment of your show, this new thing that you're doing. I'm so proud of you, friend.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to learn more about your candles and how you make candles and how I can use candles in my love life or my breakups, honestly. My love lives or my breakups or my vengeance. My
Or your
vengeance.
vengeance. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. Yeah, I'm happy to share everything with you. Tell me all the things you want to know because I feel like candles are good for every occasion, any time of the year. It's always a lovely thing.
In any plot,
In any
basically.
plot,
Any
yes, in
plot.
any plot.
Okay, so the theme of the misogyny meltdown this month is, this idea of love and self-love and Valentine's Day because it is
Hmm.
unfortunately February. So I know that I make you very sad when I talk about how much I don't like Christmas. So
Yeah.
what's your relationship with Valentine's Day?
Well, I love Valentine's Day. February is my third favorite month behind birthday month and December. We always did like a family film night and then would watch a movie and exchange presents. So it's like a secondary Christmas almost in our family with like themed like heart-shaped foods and
Yeah,
like bubbly drinks for the adults, and I guess soda is a bubbly drink for children, and snacks, and it was just always a thing that we did, and now my child is grown and I don't want to do that.
that's fair. No, because when I was a teenager, when I was a kid, my dad was in charge of our Valentine's Day gifts, I think, because we were
Oh,
girls.
I feel like that was a bad choice,
Right. Or my mother was secretly in charge.
and just
And,
having your dad give them to you.
but when we were teenagers and it hurt less coming from mom instead of dad being the only person, the only man
Yeah.
in my life, it fell to mom. And I would always make fun of her because she would get us a bag, like a big giant bag of our favorite M&Ms and pajamas. And I go, this is a spinster Valentine's Day gift. Like you're preparing me for spinsterhood.
Oh, that's so funny. See, and ours were never like themed for Valentine's Day. Like gifts were like it truly was like Christmas in the sense of
Mhm.
like, oh, I found this book that you would love. Oh, I found, a piece of art to give you, that kind of stuff. And I think establishing Valentine's Day as a day to just exchange appreciation of love in that way did not set me up for the failure of the rest of my friends who are always disappointed in their husbands when they
Right.
don't do something wonderful for Valentine's Day. So, like, I learned early on Valentine's Day is for you to show your love to everybody, but marketing will tell us Valentine's Day is to highlight when husbands fail.
Yes. As they so often do. Yeah,
Yeah.
now that I'm 35 and have to rely on men for Valentine's Day, I'm like, I'd do anything for my mom to give me spinster pajamas again. Okay, so you have this new candle line.
Yes.
Oh,
I
props.
have I have I have examples. Yes, I have these two little cuties.
The
As you can,
cuties.
one is and they're called unfairly cute, which is appropriate to call them cuties. One's a 10 ounce and one's a 5 ounce.
What book are they based off of? Because that's the whole deal with your candles. They're based off of a book.
Yes, yes. So there's an author by the name of Talia Hibbert. She is a Black British author. She wrote the Brown Sister series. She
Okay.
also wrote a book called Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute, and I read it last year, and it was so stupid and adorable that I could not. It's friends to enemies to friends again, but really they make out. So it's like, but you don't want to say friends to enemies to lovers when they're in high school because that feels weird.
Yeah, that feels weird.
Yeah, but it's so adorable. It's a quick and easy read. And what's great about Talia Hibbert is that she doesn't just like give us fluff. She also like layers in other things too. So like one of the characters deals with severe anxiety, and there's like this so there's a mental health element to it, which is great, but you get your HEA at the end and it's pink. Natalie, pink is my favorite color.
We love pink. I'm wearing lavender. I meant to wear pink.
Lavender still works.
It still works. There's pink in it. The Bachelor first aired in March of 2002. That makes me 14 years old when I became obsessed with the weekly fairy tale ABC was churning out. In the past 20-ish years, we've seen spin-offs including The Bachelorette, Bachelor Pad, Bachelor in Paradise, Golden Bachelor, and there was this one weird plain along show. Fuck, what was it called? I didn't even know how to Google it. Like, how do you Google Bachelor karaoke? Whatever. It wasn't until the pandemic seasons that I found the show absolutely unwatchable. And I had to grasp at what my TV schedule would look like without Bachelor Nation as a comfort set of shows. Krista Rosa joined me to break down why Bachelor Nation just isn't it anymore when it comes to reality dating shows. So, Chris, you have an extensive career in reality TV and loads of opinions about it, correct?
Correct. A lot of opinions. Too many, as some would say.
Who I will know there's never too many opinions about the trash that is the television that we consume. What is your background with The Bachelor?
I was never a huge Bachelor fan. And like when it first started, I remember watching it and but like when I tell you, I couldn't name one person on it for like the first probably 10 years. Like all these ones that like you guys keep saying, like, remember this person? And I'm like, no. Like isn't there like Ryan and someone, like the first couple ever is still together?
Ryan and Trista are the first Bachelorette couple, and they are still
Yes,
together.
that remind like I hear that and I know that that's who they are, but like if you showed me 5 pictures of couples and one of them was them, I would not be able to pick who was who. So I kind of came to it later in life when a bunch of friends at work were watching it and they wanted us to do a bracket where we would pick who we think is going to go through every week, and we did that and it was really fun, and that was kind of where I like really, really was like watching it every week, like appointment television. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to, it's hard coming from Bravo where you watch people truly go through every single good, bad, ugly, amazing, sad, upsetting, triumphant, etc. Like add any adjective or any kind of like descriptor here of every moment of their lives, and then pop on over to The Bachelor where it's like a new crop of people every year. You immediately need to do so much backstory and learning who they are that it takes up most of the show, and also nothing happens. So
Nothing
it's like
happens.
hard. I find the divide large in the sense of people that love The Bachelor. Like if someone loves The Bachelor, they usually don't love Housewives. And if they love Housewives, they usually don't like The Bachelor.
Well, I'm an anomaly because
Have
I
you
grew
found
up.
that?
No, but I am also the
Oh,
only
really?
yes, and I will say that I am the only person in my family who is a real like reality TV stan. And I think it's because when I was in college and you just had to rely on college cable, we only had like MTV and Bravo that were worth watching. So
Yeah.
so I've watched like every episode of The Girls Next Door because it was literally the only because I had E and that was all I had that day.
Yeah. Like, no, and they would just run it on loop every day.
So I'm the only person in my family who watched, I guess, reality TV and Untamed Hearts with Christian Slater and Marissa Tomei. Because when I bring up these very big pop culture like pivot points in my life, people are like, "Who were you watching that with?" And I was like, "Just me, alone in my bedroom with my tiny TV, unsupervised." So I love, and you know this, I love the Real Housewives of New York City, and always like literally they were like in my head I'm like, this is how you become a boss bitch, you become a real housewife of New York City, and let me just take notes on how to be successful.
Yeah.
So I am the
How did
middle.
that, what were those notes, by the way?
What were those notes? But we're here to talk about creative burnout because it's winter.
It is, and honestly, I'm just not feeling it.
It's the winteriest winter because it's being a little bitch and being like in the upper 50s, early 60s during the day, but still getting dark at 4:30. And I'm like,
I should be in full-on sweater mode, but I have not been able to commit to sweaters, like, fully, because of that.
Yes. And the heat has to stay on because it gets so cold at night. But if I'm still awake at 11:30 at night, my entire body is enraged that the heat is on and I'm hot.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is I've noticed, like, we have the heat off in the bedroom, and we had, like, the air, the window unit. And, like, I've noticed it's been weirdly hot at night sometimes lately, and I don't care for it. Because I don't do well sleeping in the heat.
Me either. Another government conspiracy. They don't want me to have my hot cocoa because they know I know it's robot milk. That milk did not come from a cow.
Straight up AI Skynet milk.
AI milk. Stephanie and I, we always talk about like, hey, do you remember when bread used to go bad?
Yeah, because it doesn't anymore.
It doesn't.
And dude, I've got a weird thing about that too. Because like one time I opened up bread. I was a kid. I remember this so specifically. And like I took like a bite, and it was like this, just like it was moldy. It hadn't molded over, but it had gone bad. And then like I smelled it, and I was like, ugh. But like that doesn't happen anymore
because it's all AI. I truly, you have to write down that we have to do a weird. You and Bethany have to do all of the research for the weird food,
yes.
And I just get to feel justified in my knowledge and be like, I knew it.
You got to come on that episode.
Yes, just to be your hype person and be like, I fucking knew that
I knew it.
I knew that it wasn't red dye number 9 that was giving us all the jitters. It's the fucking AI food.
Right, fucking nanobots and shit.
Fucking fake ass genetically induced food. Why don't the carrots taste like carrots anymore?
They don't.
They totally don't. And I think that's also, I am putting a lot of effort towards a lot of creative things all at once, because part of the Misogyny Meltdown is I want to be practicing more comedy for when Sam Reich from Dropout calls me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like the whole preparing and like being ready when the moment comes.
Yes. But it's also really disheartening to be living during the AI apocalypse.
Yeah.
And also being like, let's prepare for my comedic improv future.
Well, and like, I don't know, just to a certain extent though. I mean, like, the apocalypse is going to need people to like lift spirits.
Yeah.
That's going to be our job.
I have to be the Steve Buscemi on Armageddon, just shooting that robot gun on the asteroid.
Yes.
Be like,
or sitting on the nuclear. Get off the thermonuclear weapon.
Yes.
Wanted to feel the power to my legs, brother. Fucking love that movie.
We watched it for Still Comfy, and it's like an acid trip. Also, I didn't talk about this on the episode, but I recently had to watch The Hating Game. And it's a made-for-Hulu Christmas movie starring Lucy Hale and some guy who I'm not convinced read his own script.
Lucy Hale from Hailstorm?
Lucy Hale from Pretty Little Liars.
Oh, I never got into that. Well, I'm thinking Lizzie Hale.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
So anyways, I'm convinced that guy's an incel because everything about him made my body go into panic mode. This was one of the ways to prove that he was in love with her. She was like, hey, I looked at your daybook and I saw like little X's and like D's and then like circles. What was that about? He's like, I used to track what you were wearing, and I'd write S for skirt and P for pants, and I'd make a mark every time I wanted to kiss you. And I'm like, run away. He's the Zodiac killer.
That is